rundown of the Caudle family line of the Cherokee Nation. The Caudle family line of the Cherokee Nation was actually from Kentucky. Now, if you look at Bob Blankenship's indexes, Bob Blankenship, at actual Eastern Band of Cherokee Indians member, actually did these indexes. You will see Lou Holland Caudle. Lou Holland Caudle was actually a Caudle. Her husband was James Watson Caudle. He was from Kentucky. This is from the book Cherokee Adair, page 61, the Edward Adair line. David Cornsilk was one of the makers of this book. David Cornsilk, who actually ran for principal chief of the Cherokee Nation. James Watson Caudle also shows up in the History of Cherokee Indians, which was written by Emmett Starr in 1921 and has the original, let's say, old Cherokee Nation family lineages in it. I had to seek out this book to fill in the gaps that was missing from this book. There's another Caudle on the Dawes Rolls. The Dawes Rolls was like 1898 through 1914. And that's a real Caudle. And part of the reason I started seeking all this stuff out is because my grandmother was Phyllis Ray Caudle. Her mother was a Davis. That is my grandmother with her grandmother, Lila Darty. Her grandfather was William Davis, who actually had claims to Lucy Briant. Lucy Briant was on the 1817. It was either the Reservation or the Emigration Rolls. And she never appeared on any roll before or after that. So I have been seeking sort of the information, and I went directly to the Cherokee Nation to seek anything that involved Cherokee, lineages or anything itself. That was my grandma, Phyllis Caudle Hillard, and my papa, Esmeralda Hillard, with their children. 2 of them. They had 8. That is my Aunt Debbie and my Uncle David. That was my father, Howard Hillard, my mother, Vicky Swift, with my brother, William, between them. My daughter and myself. I was having her. She just graduated. Of course, me in the 8th grade. The Darty family line, like I said, they tie into the Darty family line. Of course, my grandmother and grandfather with all their children. Carl Caudle never knew his father. Carl Caudle's father sort of disappeared from everything in 1918. So none of us here that are the Caudle descendants actually knew anything about Carl Caudle's grandfather. There we have a picture of Carl Caudle's, father's family, but we don't actually have anything on him much himself. He said he was born in Kansas, so he was born out west. He was the only Caudle that arrived here. He was here less than 10 years, and then he was gone. There's, pretty much almost no information on him. So, we've sort of been seeking that out. And this is actually my maternal grandmother, Vita Baldwin Swift, and her brother, Norman Monzel Baldwin, and of course my Aunt Kathy Swift. They're all deceased now, but that is my mom's line of the Swifts and the Baldwins. So that's just sort of a quick rundown with the Caudles. The reason Lou Holland Caudle shows up as Lou Holland Caudle is because between 1850 and 1860 in the Kentucky Census records, the Caudles for a short time was listed as Caudle. So if you look for James Watson Caudle on those records, you'll actually find him under the name Caudle for a short time. So when you're seeking out this information, you look for Cherokee information, look for it from the Cherokee people. No one knows more about Cherokee people than Cherokee people. As far as coming across a surname misspelling, such as Caudle instead of Caudle, because I know Eli Caudle was listed as a Caudle. I'm talking about my family line. Eli Caudle was listed as Eli Caudle at one time, but he was a Caudle. The original surname spelling of Caudle was Caudle, and it changed to Caudill at a later time. So while you're looking through all this, and make sure that you find enough of the records to be able to tie it all together and make it make sense. Lou Holland Caudle, that is number 605 on the Dawes Rolls, is also Lou Holland Caudle on the Dawes Rolls, but she was a Caudle.